We are error.
No.
You shut your mouth. You don't apologize.
Shut your goddamn mouth. Shut it.
You should.
Shit. You shit. You shut. You shit.
Hell, shut.
Shut your goddamn mouth. Hey everybody, welcome to the We Are Air podcast. This is Duck. I'm here with
Jake.
And
Javi.
And what is the We Are Air podcast? It's a podcast we talk about movies, entertainment, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. And this week, we have got to get caught up on our movie news.
Movie news!
Willy Won.
Did it feel sweet? Did you hear it?
Oh,
Did you
bit.
hear it? Yeah. All right. So, first news. Joker movie has officially been rated R. For R. Yes.
That's not,
For strong bloody
shit.
violence. Strong bloody violence, disturbing behavior, language, and brief sexual images. That means you get to see Zazie Beetz.
Ooh.
How do you feel about a rated R Joker film?
Fuck yeah.
I like it. You know, I'm not going to knock it.
Now, evidently, the movie has no connection to the current DCU.
Good.
I mean, he's not wrong.
All right. I thought you both said it. Was it?
I think I said it. He was thinking
I was thinking it.
Oh, yeah. Well, what do you guys want to see out of this movie? It releases October 16th, 9th, 6th, 7th, 10th.
Well, you know, he's already come out and said that they didn't use hardly any of the comics at all. Like, they didn't use that as a basis. They just like the idea of the origin in general. So, I don't know. Like we've already talked about, kind of a King of Comedy, Taxi Driver type fucking situation.
Right. And for me, I really do want this to connect to the ECU, but I also understand why they're going for that. Does this open the door, like Deadpool did for Logan, for a rated R Batman, or the Batman, or whatever it's going to be? Rob Pattinbat?
I doubt it.
You don't think?
No.
Would you want to see a rated R Batman?
He's not really a rated R character.
I disagree.
I was gonna say-
He's a very rated R character. Yes, it could work big time in that universe.
In one of these latest comic runs, you see Bat Dong in it.
Yeah. Did you see that bat dick? This is his dickarang. But no, I feel like a rated R Batman would work, especially with the Arkham stuff or the Hush stuff. Mask of the Phantasm, could you redo that almost as a rated R?
Yeah,
Dark
Hush, definitely.
Yeah.
All-Star Batman and Robin.
I mean, you bring in someone like
Dark Knight Returns.
Mr. Zaz. Can you imagine that? Mr. Zaz is a sinister, disturbing fucking character who murders and then cuts himself and
Right.
he's just sick and ugh.
I think I mentioned that I'd like it to be an actual detective-style story where he's having to find Victor Zaz or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. Fuck yeah. Like the whole thing. And
Right.
actually, as a detective, and Zaz doesn't show up until the end.
Right.
And he's
just
talking
trying
like,
to catch him.
crazy
Yeah,
and stuff
exactly.
like
He
that.
keeps getting the phone calls from him. Like,
Oh, that would be great because if Zaz, like, maybe he knows who he is, so it is the ultimate game of cat and mouse. And,
right.
Or bat and mouse, or however you want to say
Yeah,
it.
that's better.
That would fucking rock.
Mr. Catman.
Yes, Mr. Catman. I think it does. I think this leads to the option, at least, to do that. I hope that happens. I really do. That'd be really cool. Also, Breaking Bad is premiering its movie on Netflix in October.
El Camino.
El Camino, October 11th. Were you guys fans of Breaking Bad?
Oh, hell fucking yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like where the series left off?
For the most part. Yeah, I think I did.
I like where it left off.
So I was looking at IMDb, there's only two people listed. It's Skinny Pete and Jesse Pinkman.
Right.
So are they going to tie Walter White into this somehow? Is this going to be in flashbacks? Because the way that the trailer was set up, the teaser, this obviously took place after the last season because Jesse was kept hostage to produce meth before Walter White broke him out of there, correct?
Yeah.
So that's what he's talking about. Do you think I'm going to rat him out after all that shit happened to him? So obviously it does take place after the final events of what we saw.
I think White's alive and he's going to be a major part.
Well, you don't ever actually see him die.
No,
he's just laying there bleeding in the he's just bleeding out in the stomach.
Yep.
Do you think there's a chance that he's looking for him? Do you think he's on the run from the police? If you've got the Skinny Pete saying, like, I'm never going to rat him out, you think they're looking for him? I mean, he left a lot of destruction in his wake.
Or maybe the police showed up and caught him before he was died, Walter White.
Oh, yeah, that's good. And then he sends them on the chase. They're like, who else was here?
Right.
But do you think he would rat him out after all that? He went to save him, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Right, but also Walter White is a very conflicted character, and at that point he only made it clear that he did what he did because he loved what he did. Not that he loved his family or anything like that. He ended up becoming more in love with the persona of being Heisenberg more than anything, you know?
Do you think the movie works without Walter White in it?
No.
He is Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his show.
So you think that's why they called it El Camino, a Breaking Bad story, and it's just the epilogue, basically?
If anything, it'll just have more like a Better Call Saul feel, where it's like in the Breaking Bad universe, but not necessarily.
Speaking of which, you guys watch Better
If
Call
I don't
Saul?
hear Jesus Christ, they're minerals.
Well, I think it could work. I'm excited. I love Better Call Saul, too. So I hope that works. But the big thing is I want to see two people. I want to see Lavelle Crawford and Bill Burr.
Yeah.
I need them in this movie. Please put them in this movie. We'll talk more about one of those guys here in
Yeah,
a
I was
little
gonna
bit.
say I know where this is heading.
Sweet Jesus. All right.
Old Billy Red Balls.
All right, so the Simpsons producers have confirmed both a movie sequel and a spinoff is in talks with Disney. So evidently, all 30 seasons of The Simpsons is not staying on FX. I guess that's the
They don't have all 30 seasons on Hulu.
No, they don't. They only
They've
have
only
the
got
most recent.
season 29 and 30
But
or
now
whatever on there.
Disney is actually, you're not even going to find The Simpsons on Hulu. It's going to be on the actual Disney Plus app. That is
Right.
where The Simpsons is going.
Well, I'm definitely buying it on November 12th whenever it comes out.
Oh, dude, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I literally can't wait. Is it a Netflix killer? I don't know, but I got Hulu already, so just bundle that shit.
$6.99 and they're streaming in 4K,
Oh, yeah, it's
high def, everything.
It's like $7 a month, and if you
Yeah.
get it with Hulu, it's like $13. I already pay like $13 for Hulu
Right.
anyhow, so it doesn't even fucking matter. I'm buying you Disney Plus. I'm watching 101 Dalmatian. Like, oh, fuck.
Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, because she's the tramp in that.
right.
For me, they've not only announced that, all 30 seasons of Simpsons right there, that's a good fucking deal. They've got original movies and the TV shows, which we'll get into some of the stuff that they have actually put out there. But I'm excited. Did you guys like the first Simpsons movie? The only Simpsons movie?
Loved it.
What, Javi?
I don't know, I'm not a fan of The Simpsons.
It was written. What? Oh, ugh.
Oh, okay. Well, be very careful. You can dance on this this telephone wire real quick. What do you mean by that?
After a certain point, I just stopped watching The Simpsons.
Well, that's everybody.
Yeah, we all stopped watching it after about season 12.
Yeah.
I
What
mean,
year was season 12?
who knows?
I don't even think I went to season
Yeah,
12.
like
I think
after-
I stopped at like 10.
like
maybe.
7, 8, 9, 10, something like that.
All I know is that I stopped watching before the movie came out.
We all know The
Yeah,
Simpsons
so
has
did I.
gone on way longer than it should. Just
Which
like
is-
Family Guy has and such.
I was on the fence about the movie because the seasons had already started tanking so hard. But the thing about the movie is they got all the original writers back and all the producers from the solid gold era
Oh, shit.
of
and the animation style was closer to the original stuff to me. I remember one time I ate a weed brownie and I was doing fine until I started watching The Simpsons and realized the animation wasn't the same as it has always been. This is when they went to HD widescreen.
Right.
I freaked out.
too bright and vivid.
Oh, dude, I was gone. I was walking. I was like, Homer's not the same. Like, it freaked me the fuck out.
No.
But that's the thing is the movie got closer to the cuts of the original show. And the jokes were closer to the stuff. It was
Right.
very character-based and quick. Whereas now, it's not even satire anymore. It's some weird fucking... I don't even know what it is anymore. I still watch it. I will still watch it, but it's not good.
Maybe if Treehouse of Horrors.
Yeah, dude, I love
That
Treehouse
was
of
the
Horrors.
only reason why I watched any of the new shit.
Oh, absolutely. I think last year I set up the Treehouse of Horrors and watched them on the TV. I had to, man.
Yeah, of course.
But that's what I'm saying. Simpsons has a special place in my heart, and I would love to see a second movie. And possible spin-off series? Are they taking Apu somewhere, seeing as they took him off the series? Is that what's going on?
Oh, and they're just going to change his accent and
Yeah.
retcon it?
It's like, how you doing? I'm not Pooh. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the Quickie Mart, bro.
What you doing? Hey there. I don't know what character they could spin off, but I guess they could pick anyone.
Mo?
Martin? I'm in
I
danger.
don't know what works on that.
No, that's Ralph.
Who is their Daria? Who is their character that gets their own show? I mean, I guess there are. I would like to see the.
They need to do a spin-off on Snake.
Yeah, I would do that. I thought that was kind of cool. Plus, we already talked about Disney Plus. Yeah, I'm definitely buying that.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Sold. Done. I like this one because it opens up a loophole in
Loophole?
Avengers Endgame. Captain America probably had to tell Peggy Carter about kissing her niece, says Haley Atwell. Okay, let's kind of think about that. He did kind of kiss her, right?
Did Haley Atwell play Peggy Carter's niece?
I believe she played Peggy Carter.
I thought you said, I
yeah,
believe she
yeah.
pegged Peggy Carter.
I believe she got pegged by Peggy Carter.
Did she tell Captain America about that?
Well, that's my thing is, what is the situation there? Did they fuck or did they not fuck? Because he implies that he fucks. And as we know, everyone
We
was...
all know that he fucked Scarlet Widow.
Everyone knows
Black
that
Widow.
everyone fucked Black Widow. And he
Yeah.
says in Endgame or a movie before that, like, you know, I've lived a life. I've done things. I've had my dick sucked. Like, I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Like, so did he get fucked by her niece?
I don't think so.
And then go back in time and have to be like, yeah, I fucked the niece. And what are the family?
That wasn't me. That was a different. It was a different guy, baby.
It wasn't me,
that
baby. It couldn't be Captain.
Yeah.
That was the nigga Rogers.
What?
Nigga Rogers. Like nigga Scott Pilgrim.
Did you hear what he said?
Yeah, he did.
N-E-G-A, bro.
You said N-I-G-G-A.
I said N-E-G-A. It's the way it sounds.
No, you didn't.
Nigga Rogers. I said nigga. Oh, this is that's what I'm hearing.
All right.
Yeah. We'll have to go to the tape on that one.
Well, let me play it back.
That was the nigga Rogers.
Who said it? All right. Do you think family reunions were really awkward after that? Because that was her great aunt, and like, it's icky. Does it feel icky?
Okay, so
And did he fuck her?
the niece would have no recollection of it. He'd be the only one.
Yeah.
Because it's a completely different timeline.
Yeah.
So he lived it out with her into being an old man and watched her die from fucking Alzheimer's.
All right. So, but in all sincerity, when he goes back, obviously the Russos has said that he creates a paradox, and the fact that he decides to stay with her. Our theory about Phase 4 being the multiverse, does Steve Rogers start the multiverse? Does his ripple of deciding to stay with Peggy Carter have bigger ramifications in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Does he fuck this up?
That's a good theory.
That's pretty cool.
I think that when they show the scene on the rooftop where they're showing how the universes could split off, I think that plays into what we're going to see in the future. Because in the spans of Endgame, that's fine, the movie's over. But obviously, we've got shit that we've got to do now.
Right.
And also, they confirmed over the weekend that Wanda Vision is going to be kind of like a sitcom / drama, kind of play out throughout the ages. It is in her mind, and it will lead directly into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
So I'm also hoping that our theory about it being like a Labyrinth type movie, where he has to go in and save her, holds water.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would be so cool.
Well, y'all saw the poster from the D23. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay,
yeah.
I was going to say, and in the background, you see the shadow of what looks to be the Scarlet Witch in like her comic book form.
Oh,
like
that's
with the
cool as
little
shit.
horn fucking silhouette thing.
So she could turn evil and have that outfit after that. That would be great. And
And
also
also, the TV was glowing red. Kind of like implied, she's running shit. Like, everything.
and I think I don't know if I sent this both.
They do like Natural Born Killers where they add the laugh track over
that would be
fucking
awesome,
inane shit that they shouldn't.
That would be so good. But also, it could play into the X-Men. Her abilities open up everyone else's mutant gene somehow. So let's
Right.
say she's traveling through time, or she's just having this vision, and she totally fucks up everything. And somehow her powers, somehow that seed that's inside of everyone opens that up, and all of a sudden you have all these mutants. Or if it is parallel universes, maybe she pulls in mutants from other universes. Or maybe they just go, fuck it, Fox is correct, we own it now, and they pull in those mutants.
Well, they could kill two birds with one stone. Like, she could go crazy and, open up a parallel universe that fucking leads us to Fantastic Four. And who's to say in that universe the X-Men don't exist and there already are mutants already established there?
Or who's to say that she's not already a mutant and Baron Strucker had no idea, they didn't know who her father was. They talked about her mother in the movie in Age of Ultron, correct? So maybe Magneto actually still is her father and she is a mutant.
Well, maybe the multiverse plays into that even. Maybe they fell into our universe.
Right, as children or whatever.
As children, I was going to say, or kind of like the Mandela effect, the theory of that we lived in a parallel universe and then we came into Javi's universe because he calls it Bearstain Bears and we called it Bearstein Bears.
Right.
Bernstein.
Berenstein.
Oh,
Oh,
so
yeah,
you
you
got
were a
it.
third universe. I forgot that. You actually trickled over from that one. But maybe that plays into it. Maybe they did fall into this and then they got adopted, their parents got killed, and then maybe that's the whole thing. It's like, I really just want them to fuck with that because you can do so much shit with that. I think that'd be really cool.
Do you guys remember watching Berenstein's Money?
Win Ben Bernstein's money. Did you ever watch that show? Well, Jimmy Kimmel was on it.
Oh, yeah. That show was awesome.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Do you remember the Geek one they did after that? Like, Defeat the Geek?
Oh, I
or
fucking
whatever?
love that
yes,
show.
Beat the Geeks.
Yeah, that was fun, too. Next news.
It was so hard to beat.
You're going to like this, Javi. Woody Harrelson is returning as Carnage in Venom 2.
Oh, that will be Carnage. Step into the light, Mr. Brock. I can hardly see you.
I literally just want you to play Carnage. Oh, what you doing there, Eddie Brock? You silly son of a bitch. That's pretty much it. I just wanted him to do the impression because it cracks me up. Still to this day. But I'll go back to the mutants real quick. New Mutants is actually test screening right now
Nukes.
for a potential release.
I want to see it.
I do too, man. I want to see every movie that's never released. Like,
Right.
no matter how terrible it is.
Is that the horror movie one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking finally!
Yeah.
Well, you want
And
that?
it's got
That trailer came out like 3 years ago.
and it's got Anya Taylor-Joy in it playing Colossus's sister,
Magic?
Ileana Rasputin. Yep.
Oh, my God. All right. Let's talk about this. Is she not smoking fucking hot and
she's
gorgeous?
banging.
Ah.
She's
Good
banging.
Lord. And she's got the greatest, like, little fish face. And you're just
Yeah.
like, oh, look at your little fish face. It's so cute. I'm going to put you in a jar.
Look at his fish face.
Do you know what we're talking about?
No.
The girl from The Witch. But she was of age in The Witch. We made sure.
Oh, the chick with the black hair?
Well,
she
she
looks
has
better.
like black hair and glass,
And Glass,
Split.
Yeah.
Oh, her, yeah.
Yeah.
She's good, man.
She was the daughter in The Witch, though.
Yeah, I remember.
She should be in that horror movie I was telling you guys about. I think that's our main character.
Oh,
And
yeah.
also our head.
You just want to do this, like, you hear, oh, look at you. So
I can't go up against him. Like, are you kidding me?
You gotta not be around.
Okay.
No, you've got to be around.
You gotta be around, but, like,
No, you 100% are going to be
tone
around.
it down, because you're gonna
No,
overshadow.
tone it up.
And she'll be like, oh, I want that guy.
Yes, she wants that.
He's
guy.
like, hey, what about me? What about chopped liver?
Is that what you? Were you dancing in a tutu? What
That
was
was
it?
my move. It was like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
brother, say that.
Listen here, you dame. Get over here. Yeah. Next news: Kid Harington.
You said kid.
I did. Did I say kid? I'm
said
talking
kid.
about the car.
Kid and Play Harrington.
Kid who play Harrington has been confirmed in the Eternals as the Black Knight. Now, I know nothing about that character,
Yeah,
and
I
I think
don't-
it's kind of typecasting. And I also want to say, fuck the Eternals. Did you see
I
that?
don't give a shit about
Who
the
gave
Eternals.
a shit? They all got on stage and they had Photoshop pictures, and I'm like, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't give a fuck about
Let
any
me
of
fall
this.
down there. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
Right.
I really didn't care. Like, when they were talking about it, I want to see the movie, but really, it's the
I
same
wanna see the
feeling.
movie.
Like,
Well,
what are they going to do with it?
Okay, but the only argument that I have why it might work is because I didn't give a shit about Iron Man before the Iron Man movie came out, and I was a fan instantly. So maybe they can do the same thing, but I really think they're going to peter off after Phase 3.
Do they catch 3 lightnings in the bottle, though? Do they do Iron Man? Do they get Guardians of the Galaxy? Do they get the Eternals, really?
If they really want to open up the cosmos, stick it with Guardians of the Galaxy. Don't fucking try to bring in some new team.
Right.
Hoping you're going to strike again.
Well, you know, they kind of alluded to that at the end credits of Volume 2. With all the other teams at the end. You had the original
right.
Guardians there
Yeah.
with Sylvester Stallone and guy who played Lex Luthor on Smallville.
Yeah, he
I
was
know
a
what you're
silver
talking about,
dude.
yeah. And then Miley Cyrus as the
Yeah.
robot or whatever. it
And
was.
Rob Zombie did one of the voices also.
See,
He was
I'm
actually
down
in
with
it,
that.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. Expand the galaxy that way. This Eternals thing, I get it. They're setting the groundwork for the Celestials, which, as I've said, is probably setting the groundwork for Galactus eventually.
Right.
Which is good. I do want to see that.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't know any of these characters, and I don't know what I'm supposed to think. And then you're throwing in another character I don't know, played by Jon Snow. Like, I think that you missed, and I know you're a huge fan, so tell me this. I think they missed the mark. I think they should have cast him as Johnny Blaze. I think they should have gave him Ghost Rider.
Either that or made him Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I think he fits more like a guy in a leather jacket on a
Yeah.
fucking motorcycle. I think that's... I can see that. I saw pictures of the Black Knight, and I'm like, he looks like a rooster. He's a chicken man.
But they're not
I don't
going to
care
do
about
that
Chicken
because
Man.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. already has the new Ghost Rider on
And he's
there.
coming back,
Yeah.
too. So they're doing that version of him again, which is canonical, too.
Yeah, and it's not bad at all either. It actually is pretty damn cool looking, and it fits.
I feel like I need to get caught up in a lot of that stuff, and I need to start watching it. Speaking of which, I also watched Happy this week. Have you watched it yet?
Fuck yeah.
Great fucking
Have you watched
show.
Season 2 yet?
I didn't know it was out yet.
Yeah, I've got to get that. Season 2's out, but Season 1
Like, it was on season 2 was on Netflix for like a week, maybe.
Dude, I don't know if it's not as good, but that Season 1, I'm good with that.
Oh, season 1's the shit.
Oh my god, that was fucking amazing! Like
Yeah.
I was waiting, and I'm a huge Christopher Maloney fan. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Stabler,
He's rocking the shit in that one. man.
motherfucking
he-
Stabler,
he
dude.
killed
Oh,
it.
he was awesome in fucking
Stabler,
S3.
like the
You
shit.
could, arguably, you could probably switch out him and Carl Urban in both Happy and The Boys, and it would still work.
Fuck
agree
yes,
with
it
that.
was.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
could just
When-
switch the roles, and they would still fucking both kill it.
We got Maloney in the ECU. Do we get Maloney in the Marvel Universe eventually? That's what I want.
I think everybody's destined to be in the MCU eventually, honestly. I mean, they're just scooping up everybody. They're talking about Keanu Reeves being Namor, but they're also talking about him being a bunch of other fucking people. They wanted to be Moon Knight in the TV series
Right.
that they're releasing on Disney+. Plus.
Well,
Well, that's going to be a TV series?
yes. Let's talk about that.
Shit.
They over D23
He's
over the
gonna go with
weekend,
Namor.
they announced 3 additional TV shows that are linked to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with one of the characters actually going to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Would you like to guess which one, Javi?
It's going to be Moon Knight?
No, but that is one of the 3 characters definitely involved. They announced Moon Knight, they announced She-Hulk,
Oh, okay.
and they announced Ms. Marvel. Ms. Marvel.
They're going to tie in Ms. Marvels to the MCU
That's
for sure.
Why?
Yeah, I know.
Because
They would have been
diversity.
better off doing fucking Jennifer Summers, She-Hulk.
But diversity, that's why. I mean, that's true. To be honest, it's
yeah,
diversity.
whatever. I got you.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's what it is. She's a fan favorite. So is the new version of the Hulk. Evidently, a lot of people like him.
She's not a fan favorite. I think she's a somewhat fan favorite of newer generation of comic readers, but the people that actually follow Marvel as a whole, they don't give 2 shits about
I
Miss
think
Marvel.
we've got what we were going to get out of that. I think now it's going to be
for somebody else.
It's going to be
not
Miles
for us.
Morales. It's going to be...
That's fine. I'm
the
okay
new
with
version.
Miles.
That's what I'm saying, but it's going to be the new versions, the ones that they introduced recently. The Ironheart, we're going to get that. We're going to get Ms. Marvel. We're going to get Miles Morales.
Ironheart, I could see.
We're going to get
definitely.
Amadeus Cho. We're going to get those versions.
Amadeus Cho, I'd be down with also.
Absolutely. I think that's what we're getting eventually, and that's what we'll be leading towards. If there is another 10 years, but I was thinking about this, Marvel is fucking smart to go, we've conquered the films. There is a 10-year... There really is. There's a 10-year slant on this. We're not going to peak again like this. If we do,
Right.
it's luck. That is lightning in the bottle twice. I've already used that.
Yeah, they're gonna have to cut this phase down.
But to go to say, all right, we'll start doing TV, you've actually made your audience even bigger. And
Right.
that's how you bolster it again, because everyone's always like, when are superhero movies going to die? When are they going to die? Well, Marvel's getting ahead of the pack by going, well, if this is it, then we've got our TV to bolster it, and that's how we're going to bring it back up and get people excited, because it takes a lot to get people out of their house, even more
Right.
so with the Disney Plus app.
Which is why DC is doing so well with their Arrowverse as opposed to their DC EU. I mean, they're killing it with that shit. They're about to do Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I can't wait. I actually want to catch up and
I
watch
do
that
too.
shit.
It makes me want to go back and watch
Right.
all the fucking shit that I'm missing out on, just so I can catch up to what this is.
And all this fan
It was
service?
the biggest fucking event in DC Comics whenever that comic came out. You
Right.
know, so
I definitely, and that's the thing, is I want to go back, watch that. I want to get caught up. This excites me, just the way that they're bringing in everyone. I want to be on board. People who like that shit. I tried watching Arrow, though. I couldn't get into it.
yeah, I saw like an episode or two. Same with Flash. I was just like, well, whatever. I'm not a fan.
I think it's one of those things that you kind of have to, I don't know, maybe you got to stick with it. Like, I had a friend who said he didn't like Happy. I was like, did you finish the first episode? He's like, no. I was like, go back.
Right.
Go back.
And I'm kind of like that also. It's got to catch me the first time I watch it or the first episode. Like I need something to be like, well, this is going to be worth sticking around for.
But that's the same thing I told you with Breaking Bad. I didn't like it for the first 3 or
you're
4
right.
episodes. I
You're
was
right.
like, I don't get this.
This is slow dragging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But eventually, that dragon got faster, and I jumped on that dragon. And I was like,
yeah.
woo!
Yeah, dude.
I loved it. Javi,
Yo,
you haven't said anything in 10 minutes. Any opinions?
first of all, I was talking like 3 minutes ago, but I'm really excited about the Moon Knight series.
Okay, what is it about Moon Knight you like? Because I know nothing about that character other than he goes,
Oh,
At
He's
the
like a
end,
Batman
dude.
that kills.
I've got a digital comic saved. I'm going to send it to y'all.
yeah?
Yeah.
Pretty
It's-
good?
Oh, fuck
Is
yeah.
it the end of Moon Knight?
It's Moon Knight #1 on the new run that they started a year or two ago.
I feel like no one talks about that's the kicker of why everyone likes that character, though. Is that the only reason because of the suicide at the end, or do people like him because...
No, because they don't. He's a wild card. Like they don't know if he's actually insane or if he's actually
Right,
channeling
because
the fucking
his
the
history
spirit
might not
god
be
of-
true,
yeah.
right? And he might have made it all up. We
Right.
don't know.
Like, if they do a series, man, they could, like, fucking... Oh, fuck. What's that Leo DiCaprio movie with Hulk in it?
Oh,
Like, Shutter
Island. Yeah, I was gonna
Island
say.
series, man. It'll be pretty
I was
fucking
like,
dope.
wait, he was in an
Or,
MCU movie?
They can even pull, like, a Legion type fucking show. Have you seen Legion?
No.
I heard that was dope.
Legion is amazing.
I might have to check it out. It's only 3 seasons.
That's a FX.
Yeah,
Yeah.
FX. Dan Stevens, Aubrey Plaza.
I do want to bring this up, too.
You had me at Aubrey Plaza.
Had me at Dan Stevens.
The other thing I want to bring up before we move on just came out of nowhere. Galactus. Have we decided who we think
Galactus?
could play Galactus?
As he's known in Japan. Holy shit, it's Galactus!
Yeah. I think they should choose Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Come on, brother. Come on, little silver sugar. Some planets. You know it, brother.
Yeah.
I really was thinking about it today. I was like, it's got to be somebody with a deep, booming voice. You got to be Thanos level, but How do you play that character? Is he even more stoic? Is he even more intense?
How did they bring in, like, The Rock or John Cena or somebody to play that? Because they're already, like, huge.
Galactus was always like Thanos. He was big and imposing. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
he had a very calm demeanor and a very soft voice.
Screen Rant just posted something saying that Galactus was going to be Thanos' contingency plan in case anything happened to him. I didn't watch the episode, but I saw the thumbnail.
I think that was, for me, that's the only way you up the ante, and I really want to know who you get to play him. Maybe you get Keanu Reeves for that, because he does have the calm, cool demeanor.
Right.
Maybe they're heading that way. Like,
but he's not 50 feet
like,
tall.
whoa.
Yeah, really.
Like, I'm taking out this planet now.
Who did we get? Godzilla to play him?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, who would make it, like, John Malkovich? Would that make a good fucking Galactus?
Ooh,
Someone
I like that.
Oh, I kind of do too. I can imagine him just like freaking out.
Yeah.
The way John Malkovich could freak out.
But do you have to have that? Yeah, does he play a little bit different? Because in the comics, he always came across as, like, bored and stoic and, like, this is what I do, you're destroyed. But do you play him differently? Do you find an angle that makes him more than that?
Nick Cage could play Galactus.
Or does he wax soliloquy for 5 minutes? Does he monologue like a son of a...
No.
Ooh, Nicolas Cage, you don't think?
No, he's already Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that's true, he is.
Aside MCU, though.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I already know they're going to do. They're going to get Rami Malek. I already know it. He's got the voice.
Yeah.
He's got the voice.
Right.
Yep. Done.
You know what? He actually probably should have been Apocalypse.
I actually...
It would have been ethnically correct, too.
I didn't dislike Poe Dameron as Apocalypse, though.
But he was, because he was, what, King Tut in Night at the Museum. I think that's probably why I think he should have played Apocalypse.
Mama, uh-oh, I'm drunkening now. All right, a couple shots to lubricate the gears. Wow, you suck.
I'm sorry.
You suck.
I'm sorry.
Why'd you do that?
I just got excited.
Full disclaimer, we paused and then Duck went and got drunk. And now we're going to talk about the stuff I actually want to talk about. Yeah. So now we got through the nerd news! So let's talk about the loss of the speeder. Sony and Disney have decided to part ways. They're no longer going to work together in the Spider Universe. How did you guys feel when you first heard the news?
Oh, bullshit.
Sony is greedy.
Fucking Sony.
Do you think it's Sony's fault? I feel like they've come out actually pretty well out of this. I feel like they have demonized Disney to the point where a lot of people are like, yeah, that is Disney.
Yeah, they're going to demonize Disney until they're like, all right, take us back.
Haha, we're not going to.
They're going to take them back.
So, yeah, one of the representatives for Sony came out and said that Kevin Feige has so much going on with his new Phase 4 and the Disney Plus channel and all the TV shows that he's having to do over. Like, he doesn't have enough time to focus on the
Bullshit.
Spider-Man.
He would happily do that. Spider-Man
so
was
that's why
the
I kind of
character
think
he
it's
wants.
bullshit.
100%. Spider-Man is a character he wanted. You got to remember, Kevin Feige was there from the very beginning. He was there from XMen. He has been a executive producer since the very beginning of all this stuff. I think he might even been involved with Blade in some sort of way.
He loves the source material.
He loves it, dude. And that's why he went from being a producer on that, Spider-Man, working with Amy Pascal and Avi Arad. And literally, he was low man on the totem pole, went back to Marvel and said, we've got our characters. Let's gamble with them. Let's take out a huge loan. If this doesn't work, we lose it all.
Yeah.
But it literally, he went to the table, he said, Addy up, throw it down, and see what happens with Iron Man. They took out a huge loan. They took a huge risk with Iron Man, and it ended up paying off. In an expanse of 4 movies, they were bought by Disney. Marvel went from being nothing to being everything within 10 years.
And Jon Favreau has become the golden child of Disney features.
Absolutely. Favreau made out like hotcakes. Whedon could have too, but he really kind of fucked himself over with that by going, it's too much, it's too much.
Fucking horse.
Well, yeah, and he kind of fucked up Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yeah, a lot. But at the same time, Feige comes out on top of that, and Feige has a really good relationship with Amy Pascal. That is the only reason that Spider-Man happened in the first place.
You think that they do? I mean, they kind of...
Oh, they fucked.
So, I don't know about that, because, I mean, it looks like he's just kind of sitting there and grinning and bearing with what all she has to say whenever they do those joint interviews
yeah, but you
about
don't.
the
You never been
Spider-Man.
with somebody that you fuck and you're just like, oh god, they're talking to me
all the time.
Yeah, I think he puts up with her because the child is Spider-Man. They
Right.
have a baby.
Well, I mean, yeah, and it's Marvel's first son.
And I think it's Marvel's one consistent, awesome character over the spans of its 50 years. When was Spider-Man made? 60-something? 50-something?
63.
With this character being taken back, I do think this is mostly Disney. I think this is on their side. I think Sony said, this is what we want. Disney said, we don't want to play ball, which they have every right to do because they made the character relevant again.
Oh, August 1962.
With it going back, what do we expect to see from now on? Do they not mention the Marvel Cinematic Universe at all? Do they combine it with the Venom universe?
They're going to have to find some way to retcon it. But I think eventually it'll all tie into each other.
Do you think there's a world where he disappears for 2 or 3 movies and then comes back into the fold? And Sony gets what they want. They get the Venom universe.
They get bought out by Disney.
I hope so. And I know that's terrible to say, but I kind of hope so because I want them to have all their toys. To
of
play
course.
With. Absolutely. Even Namor, they don't really have to play with because he's still technically owned partly by Universal, same as Hulk. That's why they do Hulk the way they do it.
Okay, so I thought he was part of the Fantastic Four property of Fox.
He was bought by Universal. Their Universal rights.
They never did anything with the character.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. But they still own the rights and stuff.
He was like the very first.
Well, they're going to make Black Panther 2, and they pretty much have said Namor, and I think you're the one that pointed it out in one of our podcasts, that Namor...
I think we all noticed it at one point. We saw the shield blip in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Right. And they said there's these tectonic plates moving. They're like, well, there's nothing we can do about that. And we're like, Namor.
Yep.
Yeah, we did call that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, we are on top of this. Feige, we are air. Jesus. We know. So the point is, does Spider-Man... do okay. Tom Holland, Spider-Man, who was connected, Tony Stark loving, Uncle Ben forgetting Spider-Man. Does he work without the cinematic universe? Does he become his own character? And does like I text you guys, I feel like Spider-Man can work with outside of it. I think his rogues gallery is strong enough to carry his next movie, which if it's a Spider-Man Venom crossover, that's cool.
Who's the president of Sony America?
Tom Rothman.
Okay, so he said, I think there's a direct quote where he's like, we learned enough from what we needed to know from Kevin Feige to make movies that are, something to that effect where we don't need him anymore. We can make these movies ourselves.
Okay, all right, let's see how that goes.
Yeah, I agree with that. But at the same time,
we've seen how well they've handled all their properties so far.
But and I watched Men in Black International, and it wasn't great. I agree with that. But they do have one ace in the hole. They have one thing that could work towards their credit. They have Lord and Miller. They have the guys who made it into the Spider-Verse. And they have them under contract.
They need to use them if they want to make this work at all.
Bring them in now.
Utilize
Give them Spider-Man. You've already done an amazing Spider-Man, an award-winning Spider-Man movie. Make that magic work over here.
Or maybe they pick up Tim Miller, who did the Deadpool movie, the first one.
Maybe. Or I thought you'd say
But usually, they probably won't. They're probably going to pick up David Ayer, who made Suicide Squad.
Yeah, or like Tim Story. That's who I thought you said before, who made the first Fantastic Four, which was not great. They'll probably botch it.
He also did Barbershop.
That's why he got Fantastic Four, because of Barbershop.
Roger Corman.
Bring Corman in, man. He already had one shot at Fantastic Four. Give him another one. We need to watch that at some point.
Oh, it's so good.
Let's say there's no option to go back to Disney. What would you want to see out of a Spider-Man universe without the Marvel Extended Universe in it? He's in his own place. Obviously, it's connected. And by proxy, it connects everything else, too. How are they going to deal with that? That's very confusing to people who don't speak geek and nerd like us.
He was outed as Spider-Man by J. Jonah Jameson at the end of Far From Home. So he goes on the run. And Eddie Brock is a reporter in San Francisco. Where does Spider-Man end up? We'll say San Francisco. But he doesn't wear his suit. You know, he's trying to stay low-key, but he ends up seeing wrongdoing done and dons a suit that's similar to the old Spider suit. And then the chase starts from there. And then they have a showdown and then a culmination. Do you think the symbiote gives up on Eddie Brock? Because there has to be, we've talked about before, the symbiote hates Eddie Brock. And he loves Spider-Man because he's superpowered. It enhances him. Right, but in the Venom movie, we see that the symbiote actually loves Eddie Brock. Yeah. Like, they're both fans of each other. So does Spider come in as makes it like a love triangle between the symbiote and Eddie Brock? That's the way that's got to work. Absolutely, 100%. I think that's what you need, is something to pull him away. He gets seduced by the power, and then you see the characters. But who do you... That seems kind of wishy-washy to have an anti-hero going against an actual hero. Well, that's the other thing, is you build up Eddie Brock as not a bad guy. Venom has to be evil, I feel like. Right. I think that's why they shot themselves in the foot. Like, we already established that Eddie Brock is an anti-hero. He's a good guy. You know, he's not the fucking asshole that he was in the comics. So maybe the symbiote wants to corrupt somebody who's all good. But the symbiote is already kind of like Eddie Brock already. It's just like, I want to be good. I don't want to. I still want to be bad. I think it also brings up what we're talking about. Brings up the dichotomy of the storytelling in both of those. We've talked about Venom is not a great movie. What makes that movie great is Tom Hardy sells it. Yeah, he sells that, and those were choices he made on the set. Right now, they're gearing up to film the second movie. Andy Serkis is going to be the director of that movie. Woody Harrelson is going to be Carnage. Is it this sense of like the first Spider-Man by Sam Raimi isn't great, but that second one is fucking amazing? Oh, yeah.
do you get that level and then you go, okay, now we combine these? Because obviously Venom 2 is going to come out before Spider-Man 3.
I think that might have been part of Sony's, their end game here, so to speak, is TH and TH. Tom Hardy and Tom Harley.
Oh, dude,
They're already imagining the posters
I
before
wanna
they even
see
thought
it.
about the goddamn movie.
I honestly want to see it, but at what sacrifice is that? You know what I mean?
Well, what they can do, in Venom, they had multiple symbiotes with each their own personalities and shit. Who's to say that they don't have another symbiote that's just like pure evil? The actual Venom.
Well, they had one. Riot was more evil than Venom was.
Right, that was the one that took over Riz Ahmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
there could be another one of them symbiotes flying around.
Well, Carnage is the most evil.
Yeah. Carnage is...
Because he attaches himself to a fucking serial killer.
Yeah, if you don't remember, they're going to be Carnage.
I know.
There will
Step
be
into the light, Mr. Brown.
There will be Carnage.
There will be Carnage.
Well, I'm just saying,
I don't-
maybe Carnage is going to be like the Venom. I think.
Wanna
Do
know-
you get what I'm saying?
I do, but I'm just trying to picture it, like how they can make that work.
They
I
they
don't
can't
think
make-
you combine those universes now that we're talking about it
You
more.
can't.
It sounds like a bigger stretch than it needs to be.
Well, they had to have a hell of a writer.
Yes, Lord and Miller. Like
Yeah,
I said,
I was
if
gonna
there's
say-
anyone who can take that fucking shitstorm
Right.
and make it work, you need people who know how to work with this
Right.
character already.
But you can't do that because Marvel already has the best writers.
And then how do they turn it back around? In 2 to 3 years, how do they bring that back into the Marvel Universe? Does Sony get what they want? Or does something happen? Is there an impasse here where something happens
They
where
end
go,
up striking a deal because it's reaching the midnight hour,
I think that's what's going to happen.
and they're gonna fucking say, "Okay,
I think-
we'll strike a deal." But they're holding out for the long haul to see if anything. See all the hype that generates
Honestly,
around it. Also,
Sony needs it. Sony is a floundering company. They need that money. They need to come back to Disney and go, this is our moneymaker.
in movies and music, yes. Obviously, PlayStation's killing it. They're about to be
Oh.
releasing PS5.
Well, the movie industry, that whole thing, when they started that back in like 20 years ago, that was just the same way as the PlayStation was when they first started that. They're
Well,
like, this is
they
awesome.
bought out Columbia.
Yeah, that's right. They did.
Yeah.
They got all the stuff.
Yeah,
'cause
they
that's
got all
what-
the properties that Columbia owned.
Right.
So
It's-
that's what was kind of like their foot in the door right then.
Do you think the government, let's say hypothetically, lets Disney ever buy Sony also? Because they would have a monopoly at that point, wouldn't they?
Dude, what the fuck do they care? Like,
I mean, the Fox merger
they
was
already
big
have
deal.
a fucking monopoly.
That's true. Disney, the monopoly game.
Yeah, they own everything.
And they should, because I want Spider-Man with the Fantastic Four,
Right,
motherfucker.
right.
Let it be done. Let it be so.
No, I want Secret Wars.
Oh, fuck
I want it
yes.
all. I want it all.
Yeah.
I want that poster or that puzzle up there. I want that.
Yep.
And it's slowly happening, but hopefully that happens.
Get Hulk back from Universal also.
Yeah. I mean, but
Is
they're-
Disney
they're
big enough
rocking
to buy
it.
Universal?
No, that's never going to happen.
No, I think the arrangement they have now is going to work, but I don't think that's ever going to
Plus, they're two of the biggest competitors if you look at like Disneyland and Universal Studios and shit like that.
which I would love to go to. Somebody give me tickets.
Universal
Fuck
Studios.
please.
I've never been. I've always wanted to go.
All right, let's talk about the next big thing. Disney ruled this weekend. D23 came out. They announced all kinds of shit, the Disney Plus app. But the big thing was...
Rise of Skywalker.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, first, let's talk about the two things that came out before that. The first one being the announcement of ObiWan, the TV series.
Yeah.
There was speculation for a long time that it would be a movie, now a TV series. Are you excited about that?
I think it could work. I do. I don't know what time frame it's going to take place.
It's
Like,
going to take
obviously,
place
during the Clone
8
Wars.
years after the end of Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, that's
Right, so that's Clone Wars.
Even though it's been 16 years since that
But
movie.
wait, that doesn't make sense.
Well,
Either.
he would
it
be
wouldn't
on-
be Clone Wars because
Sith happened after
Anakin's.
Clone
I was going to
Wars.
say Anakin's in Clone Wars. So Clone Wars was episode 2.
So it's going to take place between like,
Rebels.
Obi-Wan pretty much taking Luke to that Hoth?
No, Tatooine.
That's
Where are you? Where what? Tatooine. Good sir, it's Tatooine.
The twin sons of Tatooine.
When I think of sand, I think of Tatooine. Are you kidding
not
me?
Jakku.
Yeah,
No.
Jakku.
But it's going to like
Jun
be around
Tao.
that time, like little Luke being 8 years old, fucking with the Force.
He's fucking with the celebration of our
Yeah,
independence.
right.
That son of a bitch.
No, the May the 4th be with you.
Yes, may the
Yes.
fourth be with you. Do we want? What do we? No, Javi. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
What do we expect from an Obi-Wan series? Evidently, Ewan McGregor is super fucking excited. He loved playing that character as much as Alec Guinness hated playing that character.
He was the chosen
yeah.
What do
Yeah,
we
he
ex-
was the chosen one.
He was awesome. I can honestly say the prequels, which, by the way, we will be watching everything before we get to episode 9. The prequels,
Like we
though,
always do.
oh, dude, I'm so excited. I'm so pumped. The
Yeah.
only problem I have with that is, are you going to watch Solo?
I will watch Solo.
Yes!
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Eventually. It's got Lando in the new one. I got to see young Lando. Pando,
yes. So, what from this series? What do we expect? Is he just chilling?
Oh, is he going? I know it.
Is he going against the Hutts? Is he staying on that planet? Is he going out and visiting Yoda on Dagobah?
He's fighting sand people, man.
Yep, man, he's going to
Tusken Raiders.
He's going to Afghanistan and just slaying bitches.
They even called them sand people in the first one.
They do call them sand people.
Yeah. They'll be bargaining, willing and dealing with Jawas and fighting fucking sand people.
Wait. And do we actually get to see what a Jawa looks like? Do you ever want to see what a Jawa looks like? I feel like it's in that movie Scrooge whenever he opens the cloak and you see that. That's what a Jawa looks like under that. It's just a little one.
I think it should be all black, the same without the hood. Just whenever you take the hood off, it's all black with just the eyes. You can't even make any distinction, facial features or anything. They just keep it like a solid black head with just the yellow eyes.
Does it all take place in Tatooine? Does it all deal with him trying to get them to take... Well, they took the baby, but is he actually... Does he interact with Luke at any point? Because Luke in the first movie seems
he watches him growing up. Because you see him drop him off to Uncle Ben and Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. Yeah, you see him drop him off with them.
She looks good as a skeleton. That's all I have to say. Hot.
Smoking hot.
But he acts like he knows him, though. I feel like he was somebody...
Because she was caught on fire.
Yeah, you get it?
They were burnt.
God damn it, Javi, where are you right now? Have another shot.
I'm not here.
Jesus.
So, for me, I feel like there is he could interact with Luke. Because Luke does say he kind of knows him. He's like, do you think old Ben can know
him? He was on the first bet.
He uses his force to guide him through to where he wants to,
he was on a first name basis with him, though. He must have known.
He was because
he knew that he was Luke that he dropped off at the end.
No, like Luke knew him.
But there's a weird interaction. Like
his Uncle Owen talked about an old Ben Kenobi.
But you don't feel like they knew each other like when he was younger. Like he used to go over and bomb over to his house and like chill and have some tea and shit.
Nah. Stacking Ben.
Yeah, you don't feel like there's any interaction they had before? Because I feel like there is.
I felt like he watched from a distance, like pretty much like he said.
Like a voyeur.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Look at that sweet little
that sweet little
That's why they started calling him Old Ben.
Old green man up there.
Yeah.
It was ObiWan, and they just all of a sudden became Old Ben.
Do you think that he ever left Tatooine? Or did he just watch the kid from a distance, like we said?
Maybe he did. Maybe he came back like every star cycle system or whatever. I don't know what
Davy
they call.
Jones and Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't know what they call months or years. And
he would only come to land once every 10 years.
Parsecs.
Yeah, he comes back every parsec or so
and checks on him.
Yeah.
Parsecs in the bush while watching him.
God damn.
Ow.
Did you hurt yourself jerking? Did you hurt yourself invisible jerking?
I got a paper cut and then I hit that thing right there.
You're like a little kid right now.
Get a hold of yourself, man.
Pull it together. Have another shot. Okay.
I gotta drive.
So the next one, The Mandalorian. The trailer came out. It dropped hard. Fucking turgid hard. Holy shit.
You know, turgid means girthy, right?
It doesn't matter. It
Nothing
was big and bad, and it made me scared. That's all I know. Dude, The Mandalorian. Dude, as the biggest fan I've ever met of Boba Fett, as the person who has the tattoo on their bicep, as the person who understands all the lore, usually wears apparel sporting the green one, how do you feel of this trailer that dropped?
I dig it. I think it looks fucking awesome. Star Wars has grown some balls.
Fuck yeah.
Like, it's going to be gritty. This isn't following Boba Fett. It's following the Mandalorian. So apparently,
what is he doing?
Yeah. So he's a bounty hunter.
The man without a name. The spaghetti western aspect.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh god damn it! It was so good.
Spaghetti western and the old Kurosawa flicks. Like,
yes, which the original Star Wars was inspired by in the first place. Dude, that trailer. What did you think? How many times did you watch it?
That was like 5 times in a row in the wee hours of the morning at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, no fucking way.
Right. Did they get the right feel? Watching it, I feel like that's Star Wars. That's the original Star Wars.
Well, they got Favreau at the helm. I know he's hit or miss with a lot of his movies, but I think,
I think he
with
does
this
what
property,
he does right.
With this property, I think he's going to nail it.
Right.
And there will be different directors. And so Taika Waititi is playing IG-88 in it. Which is
the robot amazing with the guns.
Yeah, the droid that was hired by Darth Vader to find Luke Skywalker in Empire. I hope to see Dengar and Bosk in it.
That would be awesome. Do we see Boba Fett?
No.
You don't think we see the aftermath? This takes place in between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. So that's about 20 to 30 years spans.
I think in Rebels or Clone Wars, they said that Jango Fett killed somebody that was a Mandalorian and took their armor. So it got handed down to Boba Fett. He's not like a true Mandalorian, I guess. Yeah, I would fucking love to see that. Yeah. It kind of bums me out that he doesn't have the antenna on his helmet.
And his helmet's a lot different, too. It's got higher
close.
Cheekbones.
It's close.
That way.
It's close.
The other thing I was going to say is, does the character remove his helmet, or is it a Judge Dredd kind
I
of
hope they
situation?
keep it Judge Dredd. I know when we all know who it is Pedro Pascal.
Right. Yeah, we don't need to see his
the
face.
Viper.
Yeah, he was good.
Well,
You raised my sister!
His eyes are fucking...
Hurry up like 10!
They're gone already.
Yeah.
Javi, what did you think of the trailer?
I thought it was fucking fantastic.
Yeah. What are you excited about with this?
Bill Burr.
Yes.
Oh, you son of a bitch, you stole my thunder.
Bill
You
Burr.
are right. Bill Burr. Motherfucking Bill Burr is in this son of a bitch. I was so fucking pumped. I'm a huge fan of Bill Burr. I know you're a fan of Bill Burr. I know you're a fan of Bill Burr.
Devout.
Wow. And after he talked all that shit about Star Wars, if you've ever seen the Conan interviews, like, I don't get it. He's like, what do people... But he's like, then I saw The Empire Strikes Back, and I was like, it's good. It's good. It's like, it's damn good.
Yeah.
He's like, everyone agrees with you, Bill Burr.
I
just want to see that.
So I sent you all that sneak peek video, and it was somebody filming inside one of the celebrations.
A hero.
It's a side screen. Yeah, the guy was a fucking hero. This 6 minute long fucking sneak peek at the Mandalorian, and then you get a clear shot of Bill Burr, walking up, dressed up like a fucking badass also. He's got like shoulder holsters on and shit, and it cuts away to the next scene, you see him fucking firing in the hallway with some fucking blaster pistols. It's like, holy shit, fuck yes.
Bill motherfucking Burr.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Also, I will say, when the girl with the long, whatever the goopy doop swings to the camera, I was like, jerky, jerky. That was hot.
She was a Twilight, like Ahsoka.
Yeah, I like it. Is it Ahsoka, though?
No.
Do we get Ahsoka, you think, at any point?
We don't know the timeline yet, though.
Yeah, man.
Maybe in the ObiWan series, though.
Well, Disney did officially release the timeline for the trilogy. So what they're calling it breaks down to these 3 eras: the Age of the Republic, which will be the prequels; the Age of the Rebellion, the original trilogy; and the Age of Resistance, the sequels.
Right.
It means nothing. Who gives a fuck? The point is, I'm excited as shit about The Mandalorian, and it drops when Disney Plus drops, and I can't wait. And is it a one-shot? Do you think they continue it, Season 2, Season 3, or do you think it's like their Marvel series where they're just doing a mini-series?
I'm hoping
they're
it's
doing
a
a
mini-series.
Thornbirds. I hope so, too, kind of. I don't know if I want sequels.
I think it depends on how it goes. Let's look at The Boys. Mm-hmm. The overwhelming success that it had just within the first days of it being dropped. They're all right.
Rightfully so.
We're doing Season 2.
Right.
Like,
Need to, especially with that cliffhanger ending. Spoilers. So good. So good. And there are certain
because I'm pretty sure everybody binge watched it in a fucking day.
Oh yeah,
it took me 3 days, but I mean,
you work.
I've got to say it was late at night. I was watching it, but I could have watched it in a complete day if I had a day
And with the TV we're getting now, it's hard not to binge it in one sitting, and it's so weird because you're like, well, I'll just watch one more.
Dude, that's how it was when Stranger Things Season 3 dropped. I was like, you know what? I have off this weekend. That was before I started working at Hyenas. I got it all the time. It was Thursday. So I'll watch one episode, paint, and do what I do.
Next thing you
know, it's fucking, holy shit,
it's
episode
over.
8.
Where Heroes is playing, and you're like, what the hell happened?
Right.
And that's the problem with this crack TV that they're putting out there. It's great. It's amazing. And it is truly...
You know how frustrating it is having to wait another week to see a fucking end of a cliffhanger?
Oh, now we gotta wait a fucking year.
Right. So before even DVR, you couldn't even watch it to catch up or remember what just happened. You have to fucking kind of piece it together, which is why they had a recap at the beginning of every episode. Now you know immediately what the hell's going on.
And they say that binge watching is bad because you don't retain everything. I disagree. I watch a motherfucker that, instead of feeling like a 2 hours movie, it feels like an 8-hour movie, and I fucking love it. I love this binging shit. And I hope The Mandalorian drops like that. Like, it's everything all at once. I can just sit down for a day and go, you know what? I need this. I need this.
I would be okay with a one-off and it being killer, as opposed to it stretching out and it fucking petering, eventually.
But we know this is the future of Star Wars now. There are supposedly no more movies on the horizon other than the Game of Thrones guys trilogy, which no one really cares about. The TV stuff is what's going to work. We're getting The Mandalorian, we're getting the Rogue One prequel, which who needs, and we're getting ObiWan. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Give me Yoda and Dagobah just running around just...
Actually, I would love to see like a series of like how Yoda came to be Yoda.
That's the other
Right.
thing is I need to catch up on Rebels and I need to start watching the Clone Wars. So I'm fucking excited.
And shit, who's to say with these series that they can't go into like other Siths and shit?
Dude,
Like I would love to see a series on Bane.
there is so much rumor running around right now.
They do Thrawn or Darth Plagueis.
Well, Thrawn might
Yes.
play into the new movie. That's the thing is I really want to see... I never really took in how extended the universe is. I've always known that as a fan of Star Wars. But I really want to start deep diving into this shit. The reason why is I feel like the deep dive will play big into what we're going to talk about, the big reveal, which is the D23 sneak peek at The Rise of Skywalker with additional footage. Now, they weren't going to release the trailer, but it got bootlegged, so they didn't really have a choice. So they released the D23 panel stuff pretty much immediately. Once again, some hero bootlegged that shit. Yeah. God bless them.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah.
So
he probably was wearing a cape, though. He was out of D23.
Honestly, he probably was legitimately.
I will hide my camera in my cow.
I've got this. They'll never catch me. All right, so we're going to watch the D23 trailer real quick. Hit that button. Yeah.
Ah, Jesus, what the lightsabers? I really want Bill Burr to just be Bill Burr in The Mandalorian.
What's up the fucking breathing machine you got there on, Darth? You got a little asthma?
Oh, Jesus, what the wheezing? Oh, get the fuck out of here with that. I'm a fucking psycho. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, it's brutal. Oh, the music fucking seals the deal for me already.
Oh,
though.
man.
Dude, that fucking John Williams score coming in hard.
Yeah.
Little bitch Palpatine.
Do it.
Oh, that was a wasted character, man. Darth Maul.
Yeah, but he ain't dead.
He's not dead.
I know.
Watch Solo, bitch.
I've seen Solo, motherfucker.
Watch Clone Wars.
That's true, too.
He dies in Clone Wars, though.
He did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's brother and sister in action.
Did you notice this here, though? Does it not look like she has a cloak over her, kind of?
Dude, that was from...
I know, it's from The Force Awakens, but look at it. The way that it's framed.
Oh, maybe they did that on purpose.
See that?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the red lightsaber fighting the blue. Should have killed her off.
They will.
I don't think they will. I think they're going to give her a happy ending.
Your journey.
This looks badass. That choreography right there, they're going at it.
Yes, it's in.
You hear Vader breathe. What the fuck?
Ching ching.
Oh, baby. Okay.
All right, let's discuss this, not trailer, but behind the scenes homage, if you will. Does it work for you? Does it bring the feels?
Yeah, I'm still on the fence after the last one, though.
I agree with
It's
you.
going to take a lot to redeem that fucking shit, or a lot of retcons to
That
make
doesn't
that
do
work.
enough for me either.
Notice they didn't show Rose in this.
I was going to
She
talk
was?
about that. 100%. Yes, you're right.
She was, like, briefly. She was behind, Finn.
No, she's
No,
not there.
that was
Go back.
that was
No, she's not.
Lando's daughter or some shit.
Yeah, that is not Rose. Rose is not in this. Is Rose dead? Did they kill her off at the beginning of this movie?
I thought
Maybe
she
she
saved-
ends up dying in between. Yeah, because love is what's going to win this
Exactly.
war.
Did they went, you know what? You don't need to be here. You're
Yeah.
gone.
Well,
She's
also-
not been anything.
She probably didn't want anything to do with that after all the fan backlash.
That's true, but I think that a lot of that was manufactured. Yeah, the Finn Rose storyline wasn't great, but it wasn't her fault. Like, she wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It was Ryan Johnson's.
Yeah, I don't blame her. I don't blame the actor, and I don't blame the character.
No, she
the
was
character
just
wasn't
she was
great.
just doing her job.
That whole storyline was superfluous. Same with the Poe storyline in
Yeah.
The Last Jedi, which we've talked about. You can go back and listen to.
Yeah.
The main storylines, and we've talked about it before, The Last Jedi was 4 B plots that didn't work.
Right.
There were 2 out of that did work, and the Finn Rey stuff was good. And the...
Finn Ray.
Finn and Kylo.
I apologize. The Kylo Rey stuff was
Finn
good.
Low. Oh, wait.
No, wait. Ray and
Kylo.
Kylo.
The Ray
Now
Kylo
look,
stuff was
Ray
good.
Low.
all of us fucking talking like
and then,
this.
and then the Skywalker stuff, I wasn't against. I wasn't against him being curmudgeon because I think that can be bought back in the end. But everything else in that movie was totally superfluous, and I think that they
Well,
cut
I like
Rose
that it was a
out.
curmudgeon, though. It kind of paralleled Yoda's. How Yoda went from all like, piece and all that
He
shit.
got
And when he goes to
crazy
fucking
Yoda?
Dagobah, we go, ooh! Like he's banging on trash cans and shit now.
Give me your chocolate bar.
Talking seagulls and shit.
That trailer, though, does that work for you? Does that bring out, like, any emotion whatsoever?
It gets
Or
me
does
excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pumped. I liked seeing the dark Ray.
I do, too.
Dark C-3PO.
Oh, dude. Now,
His
I went
eyes
down...
are red. What's going on here?
I went down a rabbit hole today. 000, do you know about this character? The evil C-3PO that is basically a murderer and a psychopath in the extended universe? I'm in love with this character.
Yeah.
He is jet black on his
Exterior.
exterior, and he's got red eyes, and he's basically a sociopath. I love this character, dude. Like, he is evil as fuck. And does that character they're pulling from the extended universe, do they pull that in? Has C-3PO always been evil? He was made by Darth Vader, technically. Does that play into this? Has he been a spy the entire time for the...
Let's go
the
further
Empire?
down the rabbit hole. Palpatine impregnated Vader's mom,
Yes, Shmi.
Shmi
With that
Skywalker.
smoking hot name, Shmi.
and maybe it's a part of himself as well. So maybe he controls Anakin before he even becomes Darth. So who created C-3PO?
I think that
Anakin Skywalker did.
There's a theory that Anakin was supposed to be his replacement vessel. And I think that's true. And we know clones exist within this universe.
Right.
What is saying that Rey isn't a clone? And she isn't supposed to be a replacement vessel of the Emperor. Javi, what do you think about that? Because I think you talked about that this week.
I'm saying, I think I touched on this in the first trailer was released. Palpatine needs a replacement vessel. He needs something to put his Force Ghost into so he can take it on over. And that's Rey.
Do we think that that's a vision? Heroin Rey? Smoking hot, really skinny Rey? That I'm highly
That's
attracted
actually
to?
Rey.
Do we think that's Rey?
I think that's Rey possessed by Palpatine.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, my theory holds a lot of water.
It does. I mean, because obviously Palpatine does play a part in this.
Do we see him actually reincarnated, or do we just see the spirit of Palpatine? There's a theory I saw
Dark
today
Force Ghost.
that he could have, whenever he explodes within the reactor, or whatever it is, of the second Death Star, and he comes up in, you see him going to Vader's mask. You see him actually transform his energy into his mask, and there's a skull that goes on there. We've always just taken that as Vader dying. But
Maybe
what
that's
if
why
he-
Vader died.
But what if he imprinted within that mask? And whenever you see Kylo Ren talking to the mask in The Force Awakens saying, show me again.
That's
Show me.
Palpatine.
Is that Palpatine?
Could be.
Is that
Maybe.
his spirit left over? Kind of like how ghosts can manifest themselves within objects within the house. Has he manifest himself within that helmet? And does that carry over? And then that's how he's able to come out and pull Harry Potter, like I said, in the Goblet of Fire, and actually show himself and then use her as the vessel if she's a clone? I hope not.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
at the same time, it's intense. I think overcomplicating it, I don't know if they'll do it, but at the same time, this movie's 3 to 3.5 hours long. Maybe they'll go that route.
Maybe so. There's a comic line that comes out before Force Awakens that is canon, where Poe's parents are protecting a tree.
A tree, yeah, it's 2 trees. It's like little shrubs.
I'm thinking maybe Poe himself might be a little bit of a Force user, which is why he's the baddest pilot in the Star Galaxy. So I think he might play a bigger part in this as well.
And the same theory that Han Solo has Force powers, or that he's Force sensitive. It's the same idea being raised around that.
Yeah.
I also think that the character that Kerry Russell plays, they say is connected to Poe. I think that might be his sister. I
Or
think
his mom.
So
Or, on top of that, what are the chances? It's not going to be his mom.
She's
No.
old enough to be his mother.
She's 41
No, they're like
and
the
he's
same
like
age.
'She's
40.
in
Like,
her... Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
You know what?
okay.
Yeah, she's probably...
But here's the theory. What if Poe and her are Rey's parents? There's a 13 to 16 year difference between both of them, I think. There's a chance that no one would see that coming out of nowhere.
he fucked his sister and they gave birth
Well,
to
I mean,
Rey?
it is Star Wars. You never know. Some
Unless
crazy shit
Car-
happens.
unless Kerry
I feel
Russell...
stupid for saying that now.
Unless Kerry Russell's like way older than Poe, she's his older
Like 2
sister.
or 3 years. Yeah, I think that they're related is what's going on.
No, they're gonna be related, but
I also think that there's a theory that somebody...
I think Captain Holdo is the key to all this.
with her pink hair. Fuck that bitch. Hold the door, bitch. The other thing that blew me away about that behind the sneak peek, I can't even talk.
behind
I'm
the
so drunk.
sneakiness.
Behind the peak sneaks of the thing.
Yeah, Slim.
A crack.
Yeah, Slim. GQ.
They they go to Burning Man. Did you guys see that shit?
Yeah, man. There was kites and fucking smoke bombs and shit. And they're all like, "What is this magical party going on in the
Even though it's
desert?"
better than the fucking casino with the pug racing.
You're right about that.
Maybe that's why C-3PO's eyes are so red. Also,
He loves it down there.
Yeah.
That's the big thing that stood out to me. They didn't really show anything, but the one thing that you said about the fight on the Death Star in the ocean, that's badass.
Yeah,
and a lot
you
of
can
people,
tell they're like really fucking going at it.
pissed.
Like,
and there was a theory that that's actually the beginning of the movie. What if this movie begins with that fight, and then goes on from there? The thing that I love about if this parallels Return of the Jedi, so much shit happened between Empire and Jedi that we've never seen, and we've still never seen. And that's the thing, is that big gap, that 6-year gap or whatever it is, we need that again. Because The Last Jedi takes place pretty much immediately after The Force Awakens. So we need a gap. We need a lot of shit to happen. We need Rey to be trained up. What do you got, Hobbs?
Alright, I just thought, if that is indeed the beginning of the movie, that means that she gets fucking squanched and she gets a break speed off her ass.
Squanched.
She's on the verge of death, she's in the ocean, she's floating, and Palpatine's like, yo, you want to live?
yeah.
You gotta hook up with your
a,
boy.
That's a great idea.
And we're gonna
Holy
fucking
shit.
take shit over. Hence, the Rise of Skywalker. He's gotta rise up against that shit.
But the Rise of Skywalker would be
Kylo.
Kylo Ren turning into the light side because of that.
Exactly.
Do you think that there is a switch? Because she was seduced. And I wanted her to go to the dark
Notice
side.
the lettering is all in blue. You know, they kind of followed this theme. So, like in the first one, Force Awakens, it was yellow. Last Jedi, Star Wars is in red. This one, Star Wars, is in all blue. So it's like a flip-flop or an inverse.
Do you think she has to be rescued by her friends? Let's say, we go with Javi's theory. She gets seduced by Palpatine or something like Palpatine, the dark side.
Or, no, she fucking kills Kylo like the Emperor wanted Luke to kill Vader. So she could fucking become one with him.
That parallels the Sith, too. Revenge of the Sith.
Exactly.
Because
So
these
at the
movies,
beginning-
everyone's going to act like they aren't paralleling each other.
Yeah,
they are.
They're trying to
So
be fucking good guys, but then they get fucking talked into doing some evil shit by Palpatine.
Right.
And then everybody else comes after her at that point.
Right.
Which will tie into Poe being a fucking Jedi user or a Force user and shit like that.
Oh, I kind of want this shit to get all fucking cattywampus.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Yeah.
get
You gotta think about it
up.
like this, though.
Not traditional. Do something different.
What
But
also-
still, I mean, in a sense, you want it to kind of parallel. What was
Like,
it?
what would
Sorry.
also be pretty cool is Palpatine takes over Rey. What if they just end up killing each other? Like, put the end to the Sith, the end to the Jedi.
Well, she just like stares at her lightsaber and hits the button.
Maybe, I don't
Right in
know.
the head.
Or like maybe it's just like they go for one final blow and they end up killing each other.
Okay, how about these additional characters? Jaina, who is the character that you see with Finn. Is that Lando's daughter?
No.
Do you think that's her own character? Do you think she's
I
from
think it's her own
fucking
character.
Planet Burning Man? Do you
yeah,
think?
she looks like she is. She got those fucking goggles on.
I think that her and Carrie Russell's character, whatever her name is, played in together. I think that's Burning Man people, which I actually think plays in the Solo because there's kind of Burning Man people in that movie. I also think that there is going to be some twist in this movie. I don't think this is the last one. They say it's the end of the Skywalker legacy, but this isn't
But it's
the
the
end.
rise of Skywalker.
So what if this is the end of that, and what do they do after this?
I like Kevin Smith's idea that it becomes a religion.
I do too. I really like that. I kind of want to see that because, I mean, let's face it, Star Wars is kind of a religion anyhow.
Yeah.
Has this trilogy lit down the fans to the point where they can't buy back with the final movie?
It almost did.
Do you think The Last Jedi can be redeemed? I truly think that if they got to pull a magic trick, but
If
they can
they
redeem
play
I don't
this
think
one
they'll
right,
redeem
they'll
the
redeem it a bit.
I don't think they'll redeem The Last Jedi, but I think they can save the franchise with this
That's
one.
what I meant.
I mean, it's already going to make $1
I
billion.
have faith. I have faith in it because that first trailer is pretty fucking dope. You see the scope of the shots of the desert planet. And she's out there just like... It opens up like the beginning of the Force Awakens trailer, where Poe wakes up in the middle of the fucking Jakku, and he's like...
Right.
They all kind of open up
It
that
parallels.
way. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
so then
if you-
she wakes up in the middle of the fucking desert, and goddamn Kylo Ren's TIE fighter is flying at her.
But do you think they Last Jedi this? Or do you think they... I can't even talk.
Return of the Jedi
Return of the
this.
Jedi this. Do you want to see that, too?
I
Or do you want
kind
to
of
see
do,
something
because
new?
you know what? Force Awakens worked.
I liked it. I still like it.
I do too.
I put it within my top. Like, if I was to put Star Wars, I'd probably go Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars, which can move at any point. and then Return of the Jedi, and then The Force Awakens. That's my
And then
tier.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of
and
the
then
Sith.
Phantom Menace.
Yes!
And then fucking...
He knows the order!
Attack of the Clones.
Because Attack of the Clones sucks.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's horrible.
dog
And then
shit.
Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Well, Last Jedi
Last
might...
Jedi last.
Well, Last Jedi for me might go above Attack of the Clones somewhere, but it's within the
They had a
bar.
better
Okay.
boss fight.
I think they're... The only thing,
Not
that's
good.
the only thing good about that fucking movie is the goddamn lightsaber fucking
Right.
scene and that shit.
Right. But do I really need to go to the fucking factory where you're making droids and see you run around the shit? No, I don't.
I think one thing that we're going to see, and I hope, we're going to have less Marvel humor in it because
I hope
JJ is taking it back
God,
over.
I hope so.
I kind of fucking took it away from.
Like I said-
at the movie starts off automatically.
knock
You're
joke.
getting fucking you're
A mama
getting-
joke, your mama
yeah.
joke, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It threw me off, even in the
prank
theater. I was
call.
like,
Yeah,
so that doesn't make
this is
sense.
weird.
Why would they do that?
Yeah.
All right, well, whatever. And I'm along for the ride. Let's
Right,
go.
and like I said, whenever we first saw it, we all loved it. Like we
Javi's
thought it was
pissed.
fucking
No.
dope.
Yeah.
And then you see it the second time, you're like, yeah, maybe it's.
We got Phantom
And
Menace.
then you
I've
got,
said it
yeah,
a million
exactly.
times. We got Phantom Menace.
Fandom Menace.
Yes, 100%. It was not good. I want this movie to succeed.
God,
I
me too.
want this to be... Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't ruin my love for Star Wars, but I still want it to do well.
Nothing will ever take away the original trilogy from me. I will always have that. Actually,
Unless
George
they
Lucas
take away
took
the
that
original
away from me with the special editions, but I still have the original trilogy.
We get
It's on VHS. I got to find a VHS player, but I mean, I still
Yeah.
got it.
But we're going to get one more trailer before the movie releases. I think after that, radio silence.
Yeah.
I think we need to rewatch everything. I think we need to discuss the original trilogy, the prequels, the newer movies that have been made, and everything in between, and really break down what we love about Star Wars, because we do love Star
Yeah.
Wars. And I still love Star Wars. I
Yeah.
don't know,
I'm devout.
Oh, I love Star Wars.
So,
I'm devout.
So I'm
He's
excited.
He's sitting on a fucking Star Wars pillow right now.
And a Mario. All the good things in this
Mario.
world.
My sweet baby Mario.
So, yeah, I can't wait. We will talk about that stuff soon. And I just want to say thank you for listening. I don't know what else I say because I'm drunk.
I would just
at
like to
this
say,
point.
on August 27th, I have 3 solid predictions that if they come true, I think I'm the first to
right, go
write
ahead.
this prediction.
All right, good.
No, I can't remember them right now, but I know I have them written down.
But today is the 27th.
I know. I just want to like have a mental check
Well,
mark of this.
we'll get those frozen in
We'll do
carbonite.
that.
That way they're saved.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing about the fucking Mandalorian. You see him fucking put the dude in
so
carbonite.
Good. So good. I want to see a Rancor.
Yeah.
Please, I want to see a
Goddamn,
Rancor.
yes.
God damn it, give me a
Yeah.
Rancor. Please, give me a Rancor.
Give me some fucking Wampas.
Some Tauntauns.
I better see some fucking Ewoks
We
in
better
this
be-
Rise of
We better be
Skywalker.
going back to fucking Cantina.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to go back to the Cantina.
They
Please.
they do in the Mandalorian. You can tell that is the fucking Tatooine fucking Mos Eisley Space Cantina.
We got to go. We've got to go. And we've got to go to the Cantina.
Oh,
at
I
some
wanna
point.
go, yeah.
That'll be amazing.
Yeah.
But anyhow, check out our YouTube channel, Quack Attack 5000 on YouTube. Please share our podcast if you enjoyed listening to this. Stitcher, Podbean, everything.
Spotify,
Check out
iTunes.
Jake's awesome podcast with his friend Dan Danzy.
Crowd's
That's going to be
Fall.
The Crowd's Fall. Also, leave us a comment, a like, subscribe, share, all that good shit. This has been Duck. I've been here with
Jake.
and
Javi.
he's got Mario on his lap.
Sweet baby
molesting
Mario.
him.
My sweet baby Mario.
And
Oh, by the way, we have a new member to the Crowd's Fault, a regular
Who's that?
host with us, Micah Brown.
fuck yeah, Micah. Get it, Micah.
Yeah.
So go listen to that right now. And we'll see you in a galaxy
see
far,
you.
far away.
Nerd.